is a hat. That's the tri-corner. I folded it up, you know, it was the style now, but you know, just to make it a little bit neater. But if it rains, I can pull these plugs out and let it down. Keep the rain off. This is a knife to cut the patch. When I put it on here, it makes it easy to cut the patch. It's just sort of a utility knife. This is a powder horn. Of course, start with powder. I've been using these for hundreds and hundreds of years. Powder horns. This is full of things I possibly might use in this loading and shooting this thing, and so it's called a possibles bag. Possibles bag. So that's that. I got my utility knife back here. Skin things, protect yourself, that sort of thing. So,
and what was the history behind the outfit there?
The outfit, of course, is just coarsely made, usually by the man can make it, the women can make it, and they're just big long shirts. It's interesting. The frontiersmen usually had only one outfit, of course, and it was this long shirt. And they frequently, if they didn't wear breeches like this, they would wear a loincloth and leggings to keep their legs from getting all scratched up with the briars and everything like that. And because they only had one shirt, it got real dirty and all that. And the British call the frontiersmen dirty shirts. Particularly the Tennesseans were the ones. So when Andrew Jackson went off with his militia down to fight the British, he brought a company of dirty shirts. And those were the Tennesseans. So, all right. Let me see. This rifle, now this is the ramrod. This is the cleaning end of it. And the rifle has been up on the wall since the last Indian attack. It's the last time I went hunting, and it's got a little.
Hey Doc, is that close enough for you?
It's got a little bit of rust in it, so we're gonna just wipe it out. Doesn't look too bad. I'm gonna check my. I'll check my flint, make sure it's tight, my frizzen. This is called a cock. And there's the flint and there's the steel. So that's on half cock. Frizzen's down. Gotta find my screwdriver here. It's supposed to be in the bag.
In the possibles bag?
Possibly in the bag. I hope I didn't lose it. No, here it is. And I got to make sure the touch hole is open, not clogged up. Okay. So that's pretty clean. Let's see if my flint is working all right. Okay.
Got a spark.
Did you see the sparks?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Good spark. So, a piece of flint just broke off. It's just about had it. It's held in there with a little thin piece of lead to keep it from wiggling around. Make sure it's tight enough. Yeah. All right, we're going to load it up now. It's on half cock. All right. We'll put it down here. I've got this newfangled powder measure, and I've got it set on 45 grains, and this is a 45 caliber bullet.
We're going hot.
Got earplugs?
All right, it's going hot. So usually they say that the way to tell how many grains of powder to use is that you would take your ball, here's a 45 caliber ball, and you could put it in your hand and cover it with gunpowder until you can't see the ball, and then that would be the correct amount to use. Of course, there's no precision in that. A lot of people would carve like an antler and carve it out to hold exactly 45 grains or 36 grains of powder, whatever they needed, and they would carry that little powder measure. I've got one somewhere else like that. All right, we uncork the powder horn.
I quit. I've got a center.
There's the black powder.
Yep, you're done.
It's black powder comes in different grains. This is number 3. Yeah, number 3. Jim, what is it? It's 3G?
3F.
3F. Yeah, I knew I was making a mistake. It's 3F. And of course that's a certain grain size. I'm gonna pour it down here, down the muzzle. I tap it a little bit to make sure it goes in the touch hole, or hope it goes in the touch hole. All right. Now I select the ball that I made at home last night.
I'll never get another.
So you made these balls at home?
Yes, with a bullet mold. Yeah. Just sitting at the fireplace with a little metal spoon I made, and melt the lead and pour it in the bullet mold, cut the sprue off. And I have the sprue pointed up so it doesn't affect the ballistics of this. All right. I wet this thing with spit. Put it here. That's the patch. Put the ball on top there. And then I seat it. I seat it like that. I'm going to use my other knife. It's more convenient to use. I'll whack it off. Try not to whack the tip of my finger off. So the powder's in there, and then the ball and the patch. And then I seat it down further. Then I take my ramrod. Just tap it on down in there firmly. Okay. Okay. I have 4F powder in this little automatic powder dispenser here to prime the pan. So here, the lighting in here is rough, but I put the powder. See, can you see it going in the pan? Mm-hmm. Right there. Okay. There. Now there's powder in here, and there's powder in the pan. And I put the frizzen down, and of course the flint is in the cock, or the hammer. And then when I pull this back, it'll be on full cock, and I'll be ready to shoot. All right, now you may want to come around on this side. This is a pretty heavy rifle. Now it has what's called set triggers. It's got this very fine trigger here, a hair trigger, and a set trigger. So you pull the set trigger. Then when you pull the hair trigger, it just click, just barely. We do that. Put it on full cock. I look at my target, and I miss. because I hit that, I put my finger on that hair trigger just a little bit too much, and I shot way below target. As I was bringing it up and put my finger on it, it kicked it off. So we'll try it again. Now when I shoot targets, I've got a brush. I brush it out between every shot. So let's brush that up. I swope out the black powder. It's not necessary to do this between every shot, but I just do it.
And while this is all going on, an Indian's making a quill out of him.
Okay. Well, actually, I might have to resort to my tomahawk, but that's in the car.
Your what?
My tomahawk.
Oh,
I would have a tomahawk.
you came out without your tomahawk?
Dressed up too.
Huh?
I said if I'd known you were dressing up, I'd have dressed up too. I'd have come in between a cross between a Confederate soldier and
Yeah.
a modern day redneck.
All right. We got the powder in it. Good old spit. Got to lubricate it.
And they had to do this every time they fired, correct?
Why, yeah. Well,
And this was the primary form of.
this beat a spear.
Huh?
This
It beat
is
it. Yeah,
faster.
it did beat a
I mean, it's
spear.
not quite as fast as a spear, but it works the further. You know.
And this was the primary weapon during the Revolutionary War, correct?
Yes, it's right.
So it's fair to say that your family all probably had one of these, correct?
Oh, yes.
You think they all had one, or was there one for the family, or?
Well, it depends on how wealthy we were. There was just usually one rifle in the family.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Okay. Now, sometimes a person, and this they say this happened 1 out of 10 shots in a battle when they were using muskets. They'd prime the pan, bring it up to shoot, and they'd shoot. The flint would ignite the powder in the pan, and it would flash up, but not ignite the powder in the barrel. So it would flash. That's called a flash in the pan. And,
Ah.
and then, yeah, and then it wouldn't go off. Oh. All right. The hole is about 2.5 inches from the bullseye down at 7 o'clock. Nothing to brag about. How are you shooting today? Have you shot yet?
Yep, twice.
Go get a That's a different way of bench rest. Explain your rifle to him. It's got a swamp barrel.
Yep. This one's a,
That's a typical Tennessee rifle too.
well, actually it's Virginia, but they're
Oh.
similar.
They toted them over here.
Yeah, well, everybody from up there came down or came from somewhere else. This is like pre-revolution by a year or two. It's, of course, I always figured you could tell the age of the rifle by the caliber. This one's 54. It was more of a large game kind of animal, or kind of a rifle to kill larger animals, as opposed to what you usually run into around here, which are 30 and 40 caliber rifles, because they're for squirrels, rabbits,
Oh, okay.
deer, before they killed all of them out. And this has got what they call a swamp barrel on it. See, it's flared out here, then it gets narrow, and then it gets wide again. And you'd think this thing would be heavy, but just,
Oh, yeah.
it doesn't. It's got a longer barrel than Sam's, but it doesn't weigh nearly as much. And that helps a lot shooting offhand, because it gives you a better center of gravity's more to the back of the rifle.
Okay.
And, one of the things of the early rifles is the patch box is wood. It just slides out. This one's got a walnut stock on it.
That's
And if you
beautiful.
look at the lock, this is what they call the Queen Anne. They were imported more, I believe, from England. You know, pre-made factory locks.
Okay.
And as time went on, the cock, which is the hammer, got smaller, which really improved accuracy, because it didn't have as much throw to throw your shot off. There's not that much torque up there. And that's about the difference.
Okay.
Alrighty,
Right on.
I haven't had to speak in public for
Who
years.
made your rifle? Who made your rifle?
The yellow set, she comes to the door there. Yeah. Every time one of them get out.
This one was made by a guy named Firth. He's a rifle